I have to reiterate, this is a lead magnet scanner to offer and front load that value to your cold traffic. But more importantly, they are feeding you data that is aggregating knowledge and understanding about your local market. And I am not reselling it and repackaging it and selling it back to you. If you watch my previous videos, you know that the tool that I have is that you go to my webpage, you scan a business name, and within 2 minutes you're going to get a branded report about that business. And that part of this is not the special part. This is not the product. This is just to get your foot in the door as a lead magnet or as a prospecting tool, and I'm going to show you how. This plugin has two main functions. It works as a prospecting tool and a fulfillment tool. And what I mean by that is that the first half of that is you generating marketing reports based on the short code that you drop. So if you watch my other videos, you'll see that if you could drop this short code anywhere on your website, it's the entry point for site visitors to come and learn something about their business on Google business profiles or that of their competitors. And then the other part that I want to show you in a little bit is going to be that this tool is offering you something that other SaaS models don't do because it contradicts their own model of perpetually renting your own data back to you. And what I mean by that is that from your first scan to your 10th to your 50th, they're all going to aggregate data where the plugin is going to start to recognize patterns and then give you actionable assets that you can recycle and reuse for your own outreach campaigns and to start getting a better understanding of your own market. So, for example, here we've had here's my regular table of your prospects and your leads, which is it has its own little built-in CRM so that you're able to understand who are your new leads and decide if there's more than one of you working as a team, then you can add notes to each other, have small follow-ups, and then assess how is it that you want to prioritize these prospects to convert them into paying clients. And so before I get to the fulfillment part, I want to show you what starts to build from the actual scans. So contrary to other services where you are perpetually paying the rent of access to your own data, each time that your site traffic visitors are generating scans for their own businesses, it's accumulating and consolidating that information to start to recognize patterns for your own local market that is very conscientious about geography, its time of year, and the consistency of those respective industries that are coming to your site. So, this is for you to either double down on your niche or to start putting some feelers out there so that you may start to recognize which industries are coming to you for common issues and for you to start fine tuning that message. And so what I mean by that is that your first, 10th, and 50th scan are going to be different, not across the board with these ideation assets, but also because that business specifically won't have the same report a month from now or a year from now. And I'll show you one in this particular example. So for this iteration of my plugin and the data that it has scanned so far, I've done 75 scans with this version. And up to this point, I have a menu of options of what I can be using this information and act on. I want to conduct a webinar and have an understanding of what it is that the input is coming into my website, generating those scans, and what is being interpreted right now. So I'm just going to hit generate, and it's just going to go across the board for all that Google data that I've had, and it's going to humanize it and then just give me its take on it. All right. So based on those 75 scans, it is identifying that the majority of the traffic that my shortcode scanner has been getting has been restaurants in the Silver Spring, DC area, being the DMV. And so it says we scanned 75 local businesses, 5 were restaurants. These results are concerning and they affect your revenue directly. Join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. So you can season the language to taste. You can adjust the language, adjust the timing, but this gives you a skeletal structure of how it is that you want to have this outline to look like and how you want to fulfill it. And what the great thing about this is that it's not just pulling industry standards or jargony shit out of its ass. It's looking at the actual data that its market intel that you are getting. You are becoming an authority voice for whatever site visits you are getting and generating those reports. I have to reiterate, this is a lead magnet scanner to offer and front load that value to your cold traffic. But more importantly, they are feeding you data that is aggregating knowledge and understanding about your local market. And I am not reselling it and repackaging it and selling it back to you. You own this data, and I think you have a right to do whatever the fuck you want with it. I know I keep repeating myself, but this is what separates this tool from other extractive and traditional SaaS models. So in the next one, the next video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together a short example of what happens when an inbound lead identifies itself that they want to run a report and they want to email themselves a report. So that is a signal that they might be interested in doing business with you. And I'm going to show you how that automation looks like to just ease that pipeline of having cold site visits into warm lead conversations with people that are genuinely interested in having you help them out. So let me know in the comments what you think. I have the link in the descriptions, and I'm going to have a card at the end of this video so you can go back to the main overview video of how to set this up if you want to start gathering this information from your own website visits. Gracias.